Everyone, it's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty. It's one of my new watches. Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really going to be something special. It's for your favorite president.
Okay, that's a cringer, and this commercial came out in October, but right now it is airing on right-wing networks. That includes Newsmax, Fox News. Is this tone deaf to his voters who are openly saying, we're struggling, Mr. President? Brendan, you first.
Yeah, look, this kind of stuff is all good and fine when things are going well. I mean, Donald Trump was doing this during the election, if you recall, a year ago in the run-up to the presidential election. He was hawking goods. It seemed unbelievable, but he still got elected.
So tasteful, but yeah.
If things are going fine, maybe people will just kind of shrug, oh, that's just Donald Trump. But when things are not going well and you're doing stuff like this and you're building the ballroom and you're traveling around to, you're spending time at soccer announcements, people are going to like, is this person locked in on the things that I care about? And I think it will actually catch. I think it already is catching up to him. I'll say that. Okay. I think that's part of why his poll numbers are tanking, is he doesn't seem focused.
All right, everyone, we need to talk about what's haunting Donald Trump right now. And when I say haunting, I mean there's video evidence that perfectly captures just how out of touch and tone deaf this man is. No matter how embarrassing Trump gets, there's always video, which means we can never forget what he's doing while Americans are struggling. And what we're about to show you is so absurd, so disconnected from reality, that even GOP insiders are calling it out. Let me walk you through this because every detail reveals just how badly Trump has lost the plot. But first, let's talk about something that's being discussed across the political spectrum right now. The reason poverty exists in the wealthiest country on earth is not because we can't feed the poor, it's because we can't satisfy the rich. Elon Musk is about to become the first trillionaire. He's about to make more money than every elementary school teacher in America combined. By the way, I am trying to do my best to gather all the information I can for you and share it with you. Please leave your likes and comments, and I would be grateful if you subscribed. Let's continue. Do we really believe one man is worth more than every elementary school teacher? Why do we have a trillionaire when there are kids without enough to eat? Why do we have a trillionaire when cancer patients are going bankrupt from medical bills? Why do we have a trillionaire when veterans are sleeping on the street? I'm all for success and rewarding hard work and innovation, but this isn't success. This is hoarding. What leads a person to accumulate more money than they could possibly spend in 100 lifetimes when there are people starving in this one? The answer is simple. We can tax trillionaires out of existence and use that money to guarantee food, healthcare, and housing for every single American. That's not radical. That's just basic human decency and economic sanity. Even Adam Schiff had some harsh things to say about Donald Trump recently. Schiff joked that he lives rent-free in Trump's head, and let me tell you, it's pretty scary in there. He shared a story about deposing Jared Kushner during the Russia investigation shortly after Trump first attacked Schiff on Twitter. You know the kind of attacks. Sleazy Adam Schiff, corrupt this, blah blah blah, spends too much time on TV pushing the hoax. Schiff remembered being desperate to respond at the time. Being attacked by the president was very unusual and deeply unpleasant. His colleagues were all deeply jealous, but Schiff was frantic to figure out how to respond to attacks that were going to tens of millions of people. He soon learned, because it became quite routine, that there was no way he could respond, at least not in a way that the people Trump was talking to would ever hear. But now let's get to the video that's haunting Trump. And this matters because it perfectly captures the disconnect between Trump's lifestyle and the struggles of everyday Americans. Political analysts are pointing out that people are looking for change around the house, scrounging for enough money to put in their gas tank to get to work. That's what regular people are dealing with right now under Trump's economy. And here's what Trump is doing while Americans struggle. He's claiming affordability is not an issue. He's saying it's a hoax created by Democrats. Meanwhile, he's selling merchandise, including a $600 watch, and he's appearing in commercials to make the sale. Watch this actual ad that Trump recorded. Trump appears in the commercial saying, "Hello everyone, it's President Donald J. Trump, and it's Trump time. Check out this red beauty, it's one of my new watches." Wear it proudly on your wrist, and everyone will know exactly what it's for, who it represents. It's really gonna be something special. It's for your favorite president. Okay, that's beyond cringe. This commercial came out in October, but right now it's airing on right-wing networks, including Newsmax and Fox News. Think about how tone-deaf this is. Trump's own voters are openly saying, "We're struggling, Mr. President." They can't afford groceries or rent or health care, and Trump's response is to try to sell them a $600 watch? A GOP insider was asked if this is tone deaf to Trump's voters who are struggling. The response was revealing. This kind of stuff might be fine when things are going well. Trump was hawking goods during the election a year ago and it seemed unbelievable, but he still got elected. So maybe it's tasteless, but if things are going fine, people might shrug and say, "Oh, that's just Donald Trump." But when things are not going well, when people are genuinely struggling, and Trump is doing stuff like this while building his golden ballroom at the White House and traveling around to soccer announcements and spending time on vanity projects, people are going to ask, is this person locked in on the things that I care about? And the insider's conclusion? It's already catching up to him. That's part of why Trump's poll numbers are tanking. He doesn't seem focused on what matters to regular Americans. Another analyst put it even more bluntly. They said they're looking for Ashton Kutcher because they can't figure out why the President of the United States is selling fake Rolexes while 69% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. More than 7 million Americans are unemployed. The economy is in the tank for everyone who is not in the 1%. And this is why Trump's polling is so low. This is why we're potentially heading toward a blue wave in the midterms. Congressional Republicans have done nothing to step up for the American people and deliver something that improves their lives. They've just enabled Trump's vanity projects and tax cuts for billionaires while regular people suffer. Think about the optics here. Trump goes on television to personally hawk merchandise while telling Americans that their concerns about affordability are a hoax. He's building a ballroom at taxpayer expense. He's giving himself fake peace prizes from FIFA. He's obsessing over tiles and gold fixtures. He's flying around on private jets. And then he appears in commercials trying to sell $600 watches to people who are struggling to afford gas to get to work. This is the fundamental disconnect that's killing Trump politically. Americans are smart enough to see that when you claim affordability isn't a real issue while simultaneously trying to extract hundreds of dollars from people for cheap watches with your name on them, you're either delusional or you think they're stupid. Either way, it's not a good look. The video is haunting Trump because it perfectly captures everything wrong with his presidency: the narcissism, the grift, the complete lack of empathy for struggling Americans, the focus on personal enrichment rather than public service, the tone-deaf responses to genuine economic pain. When political analysts from across the spectrum, including GOP insiders, are saying this is damaging Trump with his own base, that tells you something significant. The act is wearing thin. The excuses aren't working anymore. People are paying attention to the contrast between Trump's lavish lifestyle and their own struggles to make ends meet. And the commercial keeps airing because Trump keeps taking money from it. He's not embarrassed. He's not backing away from it. He's doubling down on the grift even as his approval numbers crater. That's the kind of behavior that haunts a presidency because the video evidence exists forever. Americans can see with their own eyes what Trump priorities, and it's not them. This is why the blue wave is building. This is why Trump's support is eroding even among his base. This is why congressional Republicans are getting nervous. Because when your president is selling watches on TV while telling people their economic struggles are imaginary, you've lost the plot entirely. And Americans are noticing.